City. I think we can do a little bit better than that. Chiefs Kingdom, can I hear you out there?
Bruh, Patty, shut up, bro. Shut up, Patty Mahomes.
All right.
Oh, God. Travis Kelce, shut up.
Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, we in this thing or what? Hey, we fly right to party, baby. How about it? This thing shiny or what? You know you gonna give me this mic all night? Hey, you ready to trade up for the #1 pick this year or what? Beans, get him, Beans!
All right, Kansas City, it's time to get the show started. The 2023 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Carolina Panthers are on the clock.
All right, let's get this started. I'm hyped. Let's go. Carolina Panthers are on the clock. I repeat, the Carolina Panthers are on the clock.
And so the evening begins in grand style here in Kansas City, and the 88th annual NFL Draft is officially underway. And the words we've been waiting to hear since March 10th, not since the end of the season, but March 10th is when the Carolina Panthers traded up with the Chicago Bears, gave up a great deal to get into this spot. We assumed to draft the quarterback of their future. You see what they gave up, including a star receiver, a 1 and a 2, and another second-round pick that we will hear.
All right.
The overwhelming expectation.
So to see who's going to be the first player picked in the NFL Draft. Thank you for the 2 likes and welcome in my 2 people watching right now. Let's see some messages in that chat.
Go in the first round, let alone #1 overall. So 5'10" and a quarter, 204. I said he had to be 195 or higher at the combine. He was a 204. We don't think he can maintain it. We'll probably play about.
Thank you, Cody. Appreciate it, my guy.
The only issue is size, because if you're that size and you're the ultimate outlier, you better have.
Hey!
Play the quarterback position at an elite level, and Bryce Young does.
Why is Sweet Home Alabama playing? I hate Sweet Home Alabama. That song is so annoying. Ugh.
And he's a tremendous leader. And you saw this year when he did that, anybody resembling Jameson Williams to throw to or John Mechie III to throw to. He was under duress.
Oh, my Lord. Why?
This team, though, I thought had a chance to play for a national title. They had Tennessee beaten possibly. Great pass down the middle of the field to Jahmyr Gibbs. Drop, would put him in chip shot field goal range.
Oh my gosh. Come on, bruh. Stop with Sweet Home Alabama.
Withstand punishment and play 17+ games. Got yourself a great quarterback. That's the only thing to his NFL career is a lack of ideal size.
I hate this.
An interesting point that you made on our show, Get Up in the Morning one day recently, was that not only will he be the #1 pick in this draft, come with the bragging rights and all of that, but there's also a more significant reason why any of these quarterbacks would love this fit in Carolina.
Yeah, look, they are uniquely set up to support a young quarterback in ways that you don't see many organizations set up to support young quarterbacks. Just look at it from the very top. Frank Reich, everybody knows his history as a player with the Buffalo Bills, as an offensive coordinator, his time in Philadelphia, coaching Nick Foles, up with Doug Peterson. I mean, this is a guy who has seen the quarterback position in every facet.
Thank you for the 3 likes and thank you for my 2 people who are tuned in right now. Welcome in.
Head coach who's now offensive coordinator in Carolina. Uniquely positioned now to get tutor a young running back in the play action passing game. Josh McCown, the quarterback coach. Anyone who has met Josh McCown will tell you this young man gets it. He gets it as a player. He gets the relationship aspect of it all. Jim Caldwell, the former head coach of the Detroit Lions, Indianapolis Colts, been around guys like Peyton Manning. The kind of just football knowledge that coach brings to the table. Any of these quarterbacks would right now, I'm sure, be bragging, please, Carolina, take me. Just take me because you're set up to succeed right out of the gate.
Yeah, for me, Bryce Young is my #1 because what it takes to play the quarterback position, poise, decision-making, accuracy, the ability to ad lib, and none of those require you to be taller than 5'10" and 204. I don't want to be concerned about his height, his durability. He can process information and make decisions in the pocket like no other. You got to be a ball distributor. When things break first down around you, can you step up in the pocket, keep your eyes down the field? When there's chaos, can you stay calm and make sure you can still deliver the ball? When the defense is coming at you, the receivers are going to get open, step up, eyes down the field, and find a receiver in the back of the end zone. How many times have we seen some of the great quarterbacks in the National Football League do that? Creative playmaker. Can he do it in the National Football League? Let's see. First round pick. All those guys are playing on Sunday, and he's doing it to them. Can he ad-lib? Okay, here we go, Nakobe Dean. He was a high draft pick. You're coming at me? No problem. I'm going to make a play. The ability to ad-lib, and when there's no play, can you make a play? Everything he does that it takes to play the quarterback position, he does at the highest level, and none of them have anything to do with 5'10" or 204.
Yeah, it's worth saying for those who haven't been following the draft process closely. If he was 6'3" and 225, we'd be talking about.
Let's see if we can get the AJ show on in here.
Chicago would have stayed put and taken him if he was 6'2",
And even with Justin
Exactly.
there, that's an important point to make. I don't know. We can argue that another time. Let's go to Susie Carver, who's in the green room, right behind Bryce Young. Susie.
Well, really, just to raise the nerve level here, the Panthers are taking their time, just like they did in the long process to pick the perfect quarterback for them. Throughout the process, Frank Wright used marriage analogies, so I'm going to roll with that. Now, we know that the night before, each of the top prospects, pro days, they took them out to a really nice dinner. And Wright shared with me that at one of those dinners, sparks flew. And there was a moment when the Panthers guys looked at each other across the table, and they knew, or at least had a good sense that this was their guy. But they still kept dating. They did their due diligence. And it wasn't until Monday when GM Scott Fitter walked into Wright's office and formally proposed the question. He popped that question knowing that the answer was yes, that they both agreed on the same quarterback, and that was it. They had their consensus QB. Now, the marriage becomes official tonight. Then Frank laughed when he said, like any great marriage, now the real work begins. Let's go to Morton Adam.
All right, thanks very much, Susie. The Carolina Panthers were ultra aggressive about moving up to the #1 overall slot. They gave up 2 #1 picks, 2 second-round picks, and the key to the deal in the end was including wide receiver DJ Moore, who Chicago insisted on having. The Panthers didn't want to part with him, but he made the difference in the Panthers getting #1.
And that trade was 48 days ago. The Panthers went out there with the idea that Bryce Young would be their guy, that they were going to evaluate all the quarterbacks. And they liked a lot of these quarterbacks. But when they made the evaluation, Bryce Young was the one guy they determined could compete as a day-one starter in the NFL.
Well, as you can see on your screen, the pick is now in. The Panthers do take a few minutes to make their decision, but indeed they have. Now, if you were with us in our pre-show, right before the draft began here, just less than 10 minutes ago, we were told by Bryce Young's father that they had not yet heard from Carolina. So I suppose it is not beyond the realm of possibility we're about to get one of the big surprises that we've ever seen. But the expectation is it will be Bryce Young. And let's just double back to the point we made a few moments ago. If he was 6'3" and weighed 225 pounds, what would you be saying about him now?
You could say generational, but he doesn't have the howitzer for an arm. He doesn't have 4 or 5 speed, so he doesn't have elite talent. What he is just a heck of a corner. He sees things that nobody else does.
All right, Panthers pick is in.
He's basically a photographic memory. He picks things up that quickly. Give him the game plan, he'll have it done in a minute. So the bottom line with Bryce Young is, and I worry about, I know you don't, Paul. I worry about him being able to withstand that punishment at only 5'10". And what's he going to play at? 185, 190? We've never seen that in the history of the NFL.
But if you see some of the bigger quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, they've all been hurt. It's not if they're going to get hurt, it's when. That's why I don't worry about the durability so much. I worry about when he plays, can he be consistent? Can he be the guy you want him to be?
Yeah, you're right. They do all get hurt, but I'm telling you this. There are some mean quarterback hunters out there right now, man. And I would be holding my breath every time he takes a good shot.
And the Panthers have had the first pick in the draft once before. They selected a quarterback then. It was Cam.
Alrighty, first pick is in. Let's see who it's going to be.
The Panthers have the first pick. Here comes the commissioner.
Here comes Roger Goodell.
The first pick of the night.
With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young.
Bryce Young, Alabama, going to the Panthers.
And there it is.
The first pick, Bryce Young to the Panthers.
The most decorated college quarterbacks ever. The only Alabama quarterback ever to throw for 3,000 yards more than once. Finished second on their all-time passing list behind only A.J. McCarron. Finished with 80 touchdowns and just 12 interceptions. The monster year was 2021. He won the Maxwell, the Davey O'Brien, the Manning Award. Became the first Bama quarterback ever to win the Heisman. Size, as we discussed, is the only question mark here. Now, talent, character, leadership, all off the chart.
No question about it, Green. You think about it, I thought this year really defined Bryce Young. When things weren't perfect around him, he really shined. And like I said, he had this team set up, I thought, to maybe be a playoff team and maybe go beyond that. Just an unfortunate, mistakenly Tennessee game, some bad breaks. We had the injury, bottom line, came back from that, played through it. Gutted it out, really. Jahmyr Gibbs was a heck of a player. Game breaker, we're seeing maybe in the first round, but didn't have the elite receiver. Yet he had this team, like I say, positioned to do some great things. Had things broken a little bit better for them. Bryce Young to me, and you're going to hold your breath like we do with Tua in Miami, right? Hold your breath. You have everything set up perfectly. This quarterback at that size, I know folks are going to say, well, it happens to everybody, but at 5'10", about 185, 190, we know 204 was inflated. We know that, right? He didn't even get weighed at the pro day because he's going to count. I'm saying about 204. Go a little weight again, right? But the bottom line is that weight. Okay, I'm not worried about the height at that.
My one viewer, welcome in.
You see how this is nasty, violent. How violent this game is. Can he be out there for 17 plus games? Oh, there's no question that the height isn't an issue.
Never mind.
When you break down his film, some of his throws in the middle of the field between the numbers, as far as anticipation and accuracy and being able to layer throws over the second level in between linebackers and safeties, it's as good as you will see. I will say this though. In talking to some of the coaches down there, look, they don't want him to live in that environment where he's trying to make those special plays all the time. They want him to win from the pocket.
Give me a moment. Subway is taking us down to the stage, and Susie, who's standing by with the #1 pick. Susie.
Bryce, your parents said that from the moment you touched the football at 3 years old, they knew you were destined for this. What's it like to be standing on the stage as the #1 pick in the NFL draft?
It's surreal. It's a dream come true. I'm blessed. I want to thank God for allowing me to be here, for my parents and everyone who supported me. Although it's my name being called, there's so many people that pushed me and allowed me to be here. And as amazing as the moment this is, I'm going to try to live in this moment. I can't wait to get to work and start building off of it.
When you met with the Panthers, they talked about their plan for the future. What impressed you about them?
Yeah, how intricate they were with everything. Like you said, everything was methodical, everything was planned out. And, the way that they view the quarterback position, how much I learned from my time being there.
Hang on, guys. I'll be back.
The business that I
All right, guys, I am back. Sorry about that.
Like a speed skater, coming around a corner. And again, that's not Will Anderson Jr.'s game. The way they use the stunts and the twists. I thought Nick Saban and that defensive staff did a great job. Nick's a Hall of Fame coach, best ever, right? Yeah. He knows how to get the maximum out of Will Anderson Jr. You want a leader. You want one of the best kids you'll ever come across.
So C.J. Stroud went to the Texans. Cardinals are on the clock.
Let that guy destroy our whole offense, right? They seem to be able to neutralize them. They did a pretty good job.
Coach Nick Saban in attendance. Yo, Daniel Barry, welcome in, my brother.
Really, really good.
And the bottom line here, Houston, you have to get a guy that has football character in your building.
I'm down, Cody. Sorry I didn't respond back.
And they need a trendset on the defensive side of the ball. He can be their alpha on defense.
Lois, let me ask you a question about the strategy here. As the crowd is reacting because the trade was just announced here and people are the shockwave.
Texans are back in again.
How about the idea of being so aggressive to take the quarterback at 2 and still come up and make a trade to get to 3?
Well, this has D'Amico Ryan's fingerprints all over it. Look, he's trying to establish his.
Welcome, Daniel Barry, to the moderator squad.
You have to have the right quarterback.
Texans are back in. The Cardinals traded their pick.
Type of guys on the defensive line in particular. You know they're going to get coached hard. Will Anderson told us on your show that, hey, look, Nick Saban, it's no cakewalk being coached by Nick Saban. He's prepared for anything they can throw at him in terms of expectations because the D-line will set the tone for D'Amico's defense. And this is the kind of guy, when you're talking about makeup, his football and personal character, Will Anderson has it. He has it all.
Is Will Anderson the right choice here because there are other fine defenders, including Jalen Carter?
They're going to have to use him the right way. Will Anderson needs to be on the edge. He doesn't need to be inside the tight end. He doesn't need to be inside the tackle. He needs to be on the edge, rushing the passer, using that speed and power, Breed.
Okay, and so again, it is the Houston Texans who have picks at 2 and at 12. Who have now made the aggressive trade up to 3. We thought that Arizona would move out of that spot. We largely thought that because we thought someone would be coming up to take a quarterback. That is not the way this night has gone. Bryce Young has gone 1. C.J. Stroud has gone 2. The Houston Texans have gone up to number 3, and they're about to make the pick. I'm told Roger Goodell is making his way to the stage any moment here, and we will see what it is the Texans have chosen to do. Will they take the best defender on the board? Will that be Will Anderson? Could it be Jalen Carter, who now has at number 1 on the big board?
All right, here comes Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL.
Here's Roger Goodell with the 3rd pick.
The Arizona Cardinals have traded the 3rd pick to the Houston Texans. With the 3rd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Will Anderson Jr.
Will Anderson Jr. also to the Texans. Ohio State and an Alabama player. All right.
And with all of the accolades, he was the first true freshman ever to start at linebacker for Nick Saban at Alabama. He was a 3-year starter. He was 2-time SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He won the McNamara Award, the Lombardi Award, the Nagurski Award twice. Finished his college career with 34.5 sacks. Only the Hall of Famer Derek Thomas Snell ever had more in an Alabama uniform.
Yeah, 2 years ago, he was spectacular. You said, boy, he's going to be the number 1 pick next year, guaranteed. His stats, his numbers fell off a bit. Didn't test great, ran 4.6. As I said, Von Miller was 4.42, 4.49 in that area. Will Anderson Jr., 4.6, but he's got long arms, 6'3.5", 254-pounder. Gives you everything he has. A defensive line, goes up at D'Amico, right? Think about the strip sack. He had 0 forced fumbles last 2 years, only 1 in his career. You'd like to see that number a lot higher for guys getting in that backfield, getting after the quarterback and wreaking havoc. That's going to be something they have to get him.
Will Anderson Jr. super happy. Just picked up Roger Goodell with his own strength.
Now they have their quarterback in C.J. Stroud. Now they got a guy who can attack those quarterbacks in the ACC and in their division with Trevor Lawrence. Will Anderson Jr. Look at the way he uses his hands, the way he uses that length, the stunts, the twists, beat the guy out of the stance. He can do that on occasion at the collegiate level. He did that more than one time. He did a ton of times at the collegiate level. In the NFL against the best in the business, whether he can do it without being benefiting from, as I say, Nick Saban and the stunts and the twists, we will see. Winning those one-on-ones, can he do that? He's going to give you everything he has. He's got passion for the game. If they do
Using those hands, his strong hands very well. He has those long runs, which you want from an elite pass rusher. And this is a kid, the production, I don't know if anybody in college football in the next years is going to match what he did at Alabama the last 2 seasons.
And he's going to rush in a different type of way. We're used to guys coming off the edge with speed. This is more of a power player. Think more Khalil Mack than Von Miller. A guy that can use his hands, a guy that can get up under offensive tackles. He's going to set the edge. I talked to one GM. Is he a home run? He may never be a home run. He'll be an 8 to 10 sack down, but he'll be a solid double. And for Houston, for an organization that's been through so much, he will set the foundation on the defensive side of the ball of somebody. This is how we play. This is the way we show up to work, and this is how we do things because the character, more importantly, the football character is effective.
I think part of that is the
Dutchtown High School
number one reason
in
why
Georgia.
is the perfect fit for D'Amico Ryan.
Yes.
Not the one in Louisiana like the one I went to.
And D'Amico's the defensive coordinator out there, obviously. And you ever watch Chris Kacerek, the defensive line coach out there, coach the defensive line? I am just telling you now, it is not for the faint of heart. The kind of things they ask their defensive line to do, the kind of effort they ask to put forward is
All right, the Colts are on the clock. The Indianapolis Colts are on the clock.
Turn this around, and they need players like this.
All right, I'm being told that we have more news here as we are ready off to a rollicking start. Adam Schefter, what can you tell us?
Well, we have Indianapolis Colts coming up at number 4, and their off-season has been all about getting a quarterback. Now, keep in mind, the quarterback coach that they hired as their head coach was Shane Steichen. And who did he work with in Philadelphia? Jalen Hurts. Who did he bring the best out of? Jalen Hurts. So he would be looking for a quarterback that could do similar things. But the Colts are expected to take a quarterback, and Shane Steichen, their new head coach.
The pick is in for your Indianapolis Colts.
That's something to keep a close eye on here as we wait for that. In the meantime, I might tell Susie is ready. Subway brings us to the stage, and Susie Culver has Will Anderson. Susie.
Well, the emotions have been building all day. But what does it mean to the Anderson family that the Texans traded up to come get you?
Man, it means they just see how special I am. I'm so appreciative of the whole coaching staff, the GM, the owner. Thank you for this opportunity. You won't regret it. I'm going to work my butt off every day, stay true to who I am. And man, to my family, thank y'all. I love y'all so much for all the work and love that y'all gave me and support. I'm so appreciative.
There was an instant connection with this coaching staff and D'Amico Ryans. Tell everyone why.
Yeah, man, they're good guys. They're smart. They know they want out a player. They know how they want to use me, but they're good people. And for me, that's what I want to be around, good people.
D'Amico's a Bama guy.
Bama South 5, that's what we call it, baby. That's what we call it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Susie, thank you. The Texans are the third team in the Common Draft era that had 2 picks in the top 3 overall. Washington in 2000, the Colts in 1992 were the others. They take C.J. Stroud at 2 and Will Anderson at 3. Quickly, Mel, as we heard Adam Schefter describing what we thought the Colts might be looking for here. Shane Steichen comparing a quarterback to Jalen Hurts. One would think that might suit Anthony Richardson before one would think Will Levis.
Also did a great job in the OC with the Chargers with Justin Herbert, when he had 31 touchdown passes, most ever by a rookie in the National Football League. Jalen Hurts, 18 rushing touchdowns, most ever by an NFL quarterback. So Steichen is one with the pocket guy with the big arm, and Herbert is one with the guy who's a dual threat in Jalen Hurts.
They have tried so many different ways in Indianapolis with veterans, and it just hasn't happened for them.
Yeah, and it's time for Chris Ballard to go out, rip the Band-Aid off, go out and get your quarterback. And with Shane Steichen.
Oh, Anthony Richardson. Looks like the Colts are looking at him.
It seems like we're going to go Anthony Richardson here.
Yeah, look, he's just too good of an athlete. He's just too good of a thrower. Just watch the Texas A&M game from last year. You'll see everything that would make Indianapolis want to take this young man right here.
One would assume we're about to see the future of quarterback play in Indianapolis selected here in this draft at this moment. We've seen 2 quarterbacks go off the board in the first 3 picks, so we're about to see the...
All right, here comes Roger Goodell with the next pick.
With the 4th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Anthony Richardson.
Let's go, Anthony Richardson, quarterback, Florida at the Colts.
They go Richardson, a lot of upside and a lot of work to be done for a young man who grew up right there in Gainesville, Florida. Only started 13 games in his college career. The one everyone remembers was the opener in September when he ran for 3 touchdowns in a wild upset win over Utah. The rest of the season filled with some highs and more than a few tough days. The measurables, the size, the speed, the arm strength, now all of it all over the charts.
Yeah, he can either make your draft or he can break your heart. But I think with his running skills, he's going to be ideal in this one. He's a built-for quarterback who's going to go into the NFL and right away be one of the top 3 to 4 running quarterbacks. Will the accurate passing evolve? Because at collegiate level at Florida, with only 13 career starts, which in itself is a big red flag. 13 career starts only. The accuracy, the missing of layups.
All right. Anthony Richardson to the Colts, everyone.
Against Utah, he was amazing. First game, September 3rd, he's at 71%, 106 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. He looked like the #1 pick overall, guaranteed. Next week against Kentucky, he goes from 71% to 40% with 6 carries and only 4 yards rushing. Kentucky contained them. I think they overmatched them.
Yeah, it was a tough loss against Tennessee. Though, tough loss against LSU. We beat Texas A&M just barely.
In 4-4 speed, you see the size, you see the speed, the power, you see an amazing running threat. Will his accuracy evolve in the NFL and develop into a
Yeah, we lost to Vanderbilt, Georgia, Florida State, LSU, Tennessee. We had a lot of losses this year, but hopefully we'll bounce back this year.
But how can a guy who's 6'4", 240, who runs 440, not be the #1 pick? You talk about the 13 starts. There are accuracy issues. He has to get his footwork better, that way he can complete the football down the field. And talking to the coaches down in Florida, Greeny, they simply said he hasn't played enough football. He hasn't seen enough schematically from the defensive side of the ball. The more he plays, the better he's going to get. So will they have the patience in Indianapolis when he struggles to continue putting him out there on the field? They didn't in New York with Zach Wilson. Will they have it with Anthony Richardson?
Well, see, that's just the thing. They don't have to put him out there on the field right away. You can go ahead and play Gardner Minshew if you want. You can play Nick Foles if you want. You need to take care of this the right way. You need to take care of him the right way. Like, he reminds me so much of, during my time in Philadelphia, of Donovan McNabb. As far as being big, strong, physical, the way he whips the football out of his hand and can still throw the football. I mean, he has elite, and I'm talking about elite mobility inside the pocket and outside the pocket. He can throw on the run. He can go ahead and break your heart. You saw the 60-yard touchdown run against Texas A&M. He has 4.4 speed. I mean, Donovan can do the same things when he was at Syracuse. He can do the same things when he was at Philadelphia. You're going to tell me that doesn't look very similar? Those big, giant hands, 10-inch hands, 10-and-a-quarter hands, just waving the ball all over the place. He can do both. And when you're talking about arm strength, when you saw Anthony Richardson throw,
But we beat Missouri in the swamp, which was nice. I was on my way to my marching band MPA that day that we played Mizzou.
And I've watched Donovan McNabb year after year in Philadelphia throw the football. And I'm telling you, with those big giant arms and big forearms that he had, the ball just flew out of his hand. It was effortless. He'll work on his mechanics. He'll get his mechanics down, and he'll be able to increase his completion percentage. But this is a perfect pick for them. I think he could be ecstatic in Indy.
Subway Susie with Anthony Richardson.
Anthony, in the lead up to the draft, you talked about visualizing what this night would be like. We saw you come to tears as you were about to hug the commissioner. What was going through your mind?
The journey starts now. I finally got picked up by a team. I know where I'm going. Shout out to Coach Nason for embracing me, but you got to work, and it just all hit me at once.
And so much about this night is thanking those who helped shape the journey. And there's an image tattooed on your right arm. Tell everybody what Jabin Lane means to you.
First I want to thank God. He the one who even helped me get to this point. Let me get to this spot right here. My uncle, he introduced the game to me. I just feel like I had to get the tattoo to stamp him for the legacy. So I appreciate him, and I want to thank God and my family.
We'll be looking over you now as the quarterback of the Colts. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Fourth time in the common draft era, we've had 3.
All right, Anthony Richardson
with the first 4
to the
overall
Colts.
picks this year. They are Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. The surprises will continue. Seattle is up next at number 5. You are watching the 2023 NFL Draft on ESPN.
My one viewer, welcome in. Welcome to the swamp, baby.
We all have something we love. A passion. Could
Never
be our
mind.
job.
But
Travel.
I'll still pull the live chat up real quick.
It could be anything. But here's the thing. If you follow it, wherever it takes you, you'll always find what you're looking for. What if you could make analyzing a big bank's data no big deal?
Go on.
Well, what if you partner with IBM and Red Hat, use a hybrid cloud solution to connect data across multiple systems globally, then analyze all that data with Watson?
Okay, but this needs to meet our
I gotta get my Gator football.
compliance standards.
Mm-hmm.
So they get the insights they need
Yep.
in real time
Check.
to make quick decisions.
Check.
And check.
That's the hybrid cloud solution IBM and a global bank created. What would you create? IBM. Let's create.
That's it?
Yeah. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer makes it easy to compare home insurance options.
Man, I told my wife I'd be here for hours. What do we do now?
Relive.
Save time and money with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. What you do afterwards is up to you.
Oh, I was actually just thinking I would take a nap. Pretty tired.
Okay.
Get the first Automan.
That's actually really cool. I'm getting that. Ottoman. Report to under legs.
Ottoman! Ottoman! No! Ottoman! Back your legs! Come on!
Some like to get there first.
Ottoman, now!
We like to get it right. Reserve your Ram 1500 Rev today. It's the electric truck designed to get truck stuff right.
DirecTV is a leader in sports, but Jeff doesn't have DirecTV, so he's watching baseball at his weird neighbor's house. He's all right.
Welcome in, my one viewer.
Call 1-800-DirecTV to get a $200.
Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if y'all have not already.
We're forever entwined. Love entwined.
Welcome to the
Exclusive
swamp, baby.
at K.
Copyright. Sorry about that. I just fixed that now, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna pop in one of my buddy's streams. AJ Show is now live on YouTube. I'm going to have that turned off. One viewer, welcome in. Please type on live chat for me. Oh, we back.
Hunter with the basket, 4-10 to go in the first. Atlanta trying to force a game 7 back at Boston. Jason Tatum with the ball. Tatum gonna give it out to Pritchard. Gonna give it back out to Tatum. 3:55 here to go in the first. Gives out to Pritchard for 2. Joshua Thompson, hey AJ Richardson, the Colts pick 4 and round 1. Yeah, don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it because I raged early. Trae Young with the ball, 27-21. Boston up by 6.
Some people aren't happy about this, but with them going in early, but the Seahawks pick Devon Witherspoon, cornerback, Illinois. I'll turn the volume back on.
And his former coach, Lewis Lovell Smith, said pound for pound he was the toughest guy on the team.
Really, there's no question about it. He has some of the best tape of any of the corners in this draft from a physicality perspective. And I'm just going to tell you, you better buckle your chin strap. You probably better put a mouthpiece in if you're an offensive player when Devon Witherspoon is on the field. Because this first play you're about to see, folks, is one of the best plays to start recognition and physicality and finish that you will see a cornerback make. Just watch that.
God!
That should be the highlight right there.
That's a massive hit. Oh my gosh.
So when you figure that the Seattle Seahawks,
that dude's gonna be a beast.
He plays after the catch in terms of run after the catch. He will get people down on the ground. If you need somebody to press, he can play press. He will finish on the football. You need somebody to take the ball away. he can take the ball away. He will finish on it. Not just with PBUs, but he's someone who can come down with the football, or he can wind up taking it to a teammate, or what have you. Run support is going to be important again, because this is a team that needed to have more physicality in the secondary. Him and Tariq Woolen, who last year from UTSA wound up being the absolute steal in the draft for them in the 5th round. This is going to be a spectacularly young, physical, fast secondary that I am sure right now Pete Carroll is going, needs to move to. I'm building it out.
And for a defense that was 30th against the run, you talk about the physicality, he'll help that. 30th against the pass, the physicality also will help him in the pass game. Here's the thing he's got to work on. 11 penalties over between your teams. He's got to work on that. The physicality will be caught at an even higher level at the National Football League.
Now, quickly, how do you like the pick?
All right, the Lions are on the clock. Lions are on the clock.
Draymond Jones was brought in. They go Josh Jacobs is still running. Okay, against this defense. So when you look at this defensive unit, Jalen Carter is the first team we thought would be a great spot for Carter. They passed on Carter to take the cornerback. Where does Carter fall? We thought he'd definitely go between 5 and 10. Here he is at 15. Combat Seattle needed him and passed on.
So the Seahawks go defense. The Lions are next on the clock. They will make the next selection after Devin Witherspoon.
Lions with 5 minutes on the clock till their pick comes in.
The celebration beginning in Champaign, Illinois, for their guy Devin Witherspoon. And we'll be back in just a moment in Kansas City. It's the NFL Draft.
All right, so we got the first 5 picks in. We still got a lot more to go. A whole lot more to go.
Cardinals are receiving the 12th pick in the first round this year, the 33rd pick of this year's draft, which is the second round, a first-round pick next year, and a third-round pick next year. The Texans moved up to number 3, and they're going to get a 4th-round pick, which is pick number 105.
There you go. We got 3:30 and counting on the clock for Detroit as they go to a commercial break.
Bijan or Carter?
Joshua Thompson, welcome in, buddy. Nice to see you.
There's a rumor
What's the rumor?
that so now that the Cardinals have all these picks, that they're going to trade up to the 6th spot right now.
They just did.
Look at that.
Good call out. Carney's on top of it. Look at that.
I'm trying. I got to bring something to the show, you know? Otherwise, you get a big red face in this newly minted.
So Arizona trades up to number 6. Who are they going after? Is it what?
Looks like the Lions just traded their pick. Now on the clock is Arizona.
Everything. Would they be going after a running back? I mean, a running back? Would they be going after?
Honestly, I think they need more. I mean, they could be going after Jalen, thinking that he wouldn't drop.
Maybe. What's up, Ben? Welcome in. I think they're going after Anderson.
I think they're coming back up and going to start building their defense again.
Rob says Houston sent Arizona to number 12. 33. Okay. That's all. That's okay. That's what Carney just read. So we don't have Arizona thing yet.
Arizona right now has the 11 and 12 in this round. So this could be either one that they're swapping.
My one viewer, what's poppin'? Welcome to the swamp.
Well, let's be honest. The kid should have been number 1 if he didn't have all that stuff going. He's that good. So,
100% agree.
the pick is in. Well, obviously, they're not going to take all day. They knew what they wanted. They traded up. They didn't trade up for nothing.
All right. Looks like the pick is in for possibly the Cardinals or the Lions. We will find out. Lions pick is in. Lions pick is in.
Another trade, the Arizona Cardinals have moved up to
recap, Arizona
The Detroit Lions trade their picks, so the Cardinals.
back up to 6 while getting an extra 1 next year from Houston. And they wanted to protect Kyler Murray and make sure that he is a top
Move up to number 6 overall pick.
if it's an offensive tackle. All right, so we see Arizona now, who's had a very active night, as Shefty tells us. So now if it is offensive tackle, in what direction should folks be expecting them to go?
The Cardinals are on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock.
Moving inside from left tackle to guard center, which he had done. He's been a left tackle. You want a guy who's been a left tackle for 1 year and a right guard for 1 full year. It's Paris Johnson Jr., who was the #1 player in the state of Ohio coming out of high school, 5-star recruit. Number 7 overall player, best offensive line. If you're an offensive line coach, you couldn't draw up an offensive line that would say better. 6'6.5", pretty third.
Lions received 2023 12th overall pick, 2023 second round pick number 34.
It's paramount that they get offensive line extremely. They have to start somewhere. This is the worst roster in the National Football League. If you're going to start somewhere, start at left tackle, protecting your quarterback coming off the injury.
All right, so they've made some purposeful moves tonight. Again, they began the night at 3. They traded back to 12. They moved back up and picked up extra draft.
Oh, pick is in for your Arizona Cardinals. Here we go.
In this 2023 draft, we're about to find out for the 6th pick here in Arizona. I see the commissioner making his way to the stage. Here he comes. It's Roger Goodell with Arizona.
The Detroit Lions have traded the 6th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Paris Johnson Jr., Ohio State.
Paris Johnson Jr., offensive tackle, Ohio State University.
For this former 5-star prospect out of Cincinnati, Mel ran through it a moment ago. He started every game at right guard as a sophomore, then moved to left tackle and was a consensus All-American. Interestingly, as much talent as Ohio State has had, this is their first offensive lineman in round 1 since 2018.
He is smart, he is tough, and he works hard. Now, I'll tell you what, he is not a finished product. When you watch him on tape, and Lewis and Brooke, you get into this, I watch him as a run blocker. He drops his head, has some balance issues, pass blocking, hand placement should be a little better. He could use his punch a little bit better. So the offensive line coach has a guy with awesome talent and potential. As a 6'6.5", 313. He's got incredibly long arms. He's got really good feet.
Let me see who has the 5th pick so I can get caught up with AJ real quick.
And that lack of experience needs refinement. Coaching could be critical
Draft.
if this could be a Pro Bowler in the NFL.
Yeah, he's only played 13 games at left tackle. You talk to the All-Pro from Cincinnati, Willie Anderson, who trained Paris Johnson all throughout high school, worked with him throughout college. He said the best football is ahead for him. He's got to understand how to set, how to punch for his body, how to use his athleticism. They wanted the best pass blocking left
Number
tackle.
5.
They got it.
And you know what? I'll tell you this. You need professionals down in Arizona, right? To change your culture around. Mature guys. Guys who
Oh, there's 7 rounds of this, so I think they're doing the first either 2 or 3 today.
Paris Johnson is a ready-made pro. He is going to be the first guy.
Pick number 5 was Devin Witherspoon to the Seahawks. Devin Witherspoon.
He got run over against Georgia.
Devin Witherspoon to Seahawks.
Had great inside-outside recovery quickness, and he's going to work at
And then
that's the thing. He's a self-starter. Arizona needs those guys. They need chiefs, as you call it.
pick
You know what I mean?
6
They need chiefs.
was
They need people who are going to set the tone. He will set the tone.
6 picks have been made so far, 5 of them either from the SEC or from Ohio State, including the big man Paris Johnson, who was just selected moments ago.
Johnson
Here involving
Jr.
Arizona and Detroit. Subway takes us down to the stage, and Susie. Susie.
You protected Justin Fields,
Ohio
CJ
State
Stroud,
University.
and Kyler Murray lobbied the team to come up and get you. So what should Cardinals fans know about what they're getting, what you bring to this team?
Man, I'm just here to work, you know. Like, I don't really have the words, you know. I'm here to work, I'm here to compete, and then that's what all the fans to be able to expect. You know, I spend time, I'm coming in just to work, to finish what I want to start, you know.
How is this a full circle moment for you?
It's so awesome, man. I was praying about it this morning. My dad played for the Cardinals. He was a pick about 23 years ago in the 5th round, and I told my mom I wanted to be bigger and better. You know, so we're gonna call for the Cardinals, man. I felt chills on my body, like I want to finish with my dad what he couldn't start, and I want to do it with the Cardinals. I promise I'm going to give you my all. Promise you.
Amazing. Destiny.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
If I may, a very quick moment on what an impressive young man Paris Johnson is. He graduated in 3 years with a degree in journalism. He speaks Mandarin and Portuguese. And a charity that he founded won an Armed Forces Merit Award for working or assisting veterans, student athletes, and the homeless. Congratulations to Paris Johnson. Meanwhile, now it's time for a look at Mel's Best Available, brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott.
Well, we're pick number 7 with the Las Vegas Raiders. My number 1 overall player, Jalen Carter, still on the floor. Will Levis, my number 2 quarterback, still there out of Kentucky. Bijan Robinson. We want to see when's the first running back. He's number 6 overall on my big board. Running back philosophy for me, not the first round. Teams, though, I think they're in a good position. We'll have to see if Philadelphia does the unexpected in his hand. Does Atlanta do anything coming up? Peter Skoronski would look great in a Jets uniform. This could be that tackle, guard, center, that versatility that you need on that offensive line with Aaron Rodgers coming in. I want to say this for the Raiders. That secondary needs Christian Gonzalez. And I'll tell you what, you get a guy with length. They got it. I think Jalen Carter, you think about the need there. I don't think so. I think Christian Gonzalez makes sense. Will they take the quarterback? You got Jimmy G. You go with the best corner at this point with Devin Witherspoon all the way off the board. He was my number 1 corner. Take a guy who's kind of 1A at the cornerback spot, which is Christian Gonzalez.
They're 31st in QBR allowed, 29th in passing yards allowed. They had 6 interceptions last season total. But when we were out there for Week 18, for their matchup against Kansas City for Monday night, look, Josh McDaniels said we need people who can turn the football over. We just don't have playmakers on the defensive side of the football. We got to get Max Crosby some help. He can't just rush the passer. We need some people who can lock it down in the back end, so he has more time to get there. Secondary makes all the sense in the world. Very good corners to left on the board.
You know, if you're trying to improve the pass defense, did you do it from the back end? Like we always talk. Yeah, the defense front to back, inside out. So Jalen Carter, Mel's number 1 player, is still on the board. They need somebody. They tried Kendall Jones. It hasn't worked. Max Crosby been off the edge. They need a 3 technique. It's disappointing when they go and say, you know what? The talent is too far to pass when it comes to Jalen Carter.
Again, it's about, how does Josh feel about his program at this point? Can he absorb that? Does he have the resources to go ahead and say, hey, look, we have the people on the defensive line, which he may. Yeah. He may have some people on the defensive line that can say, hey, let me tell you something, Taylor. This is how to do it right. This is how to become a pro. Look, Max Crosby is one of the best teachers of that, of anybody. So they could definitely consider it. But I just wonder how they feel about that compared to the fact that in the secondary and in the division, where they need some people who can pick off the quarterback, they're trying to take down Mahomes.
Raiders pick is in. Your Las Vegas Raiders pick is in.
Absolutely. November, that foot injury may be a reason why he's dropping. They will certainly use him. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on Carter with the Jalen Carter with the character concern. And my guy Will Levis, we know that slip sliding away, right? Paul Simon, 1977. I don't think we're worried about Will Levis because slip sliding away, that hurt quarterback. They turned out to be pretty good. They do drop this.
But I do, you know what, Tyree Wilson, he is the wild card here. Because I'll tell you what, as far as pressure percentages last year, he was number 2 in the country. He has some unique things. This is one of those times where I'll tell you what, Josh McDaniels has to get with his medical staff and say, hey, look, just tell me what we're dealing with here. When will he be ready? What could be the possibility of him re-injuring this and us not having it? Because we need him on the field. You're right. If you want to build it front and back, I believe in too. This is a guy who you have to trust your medical staff, though. They have to tell you you're good to go, turn in the car. If not, go at corner.
The Raiders need help in the defensive secondary, but it hasn't been for lack of trying. They've taken 5 defensive backs in the first round in the previous 10 years, which is tied for the most in the NFL in that stretch. Mel, it just hasn't worked out in many cases.
No, it hasn't. And it's a tough debate because we talk about Jalen Carter's talent, but the character concern. And this is an organization I think needs somebody that's completely clean through the process. Christian Gonzalez had 4 interceptions. He had 0 at Colorado, so he showed the ball skills this year. He can't bounce back from that subpar performance against Georgia. Not a heck of a year for the Oregon Ducks.
I mean, just think about it. You have Max Crosby, you have Chandler Jones, and you still finished 27th in sacks. So you know that right now.
They didn't get a lot out of Chandler, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying.
Alrighty.
There has to be in consideration here. This will be
Here's what I will say. No matter who it is, he will get booed in this city. There's very little question. The fans.
Here comes Roger Goodell, 47th pick of the first round of the NFL Draft.
With the 7th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, The Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson, defensive end, Texas Tech.
All right, Tyree Wilson, defensive end, Texas Tech. To your Las Vegas Raiders.
15.5 tackles for loss. 43 pressures before breaking the foot in November. He was the Red Raiders' first-team All-American since 2018. Now 6'6", 270, and every scouting report begins with a long arm.
Yes, long arms. You talk about 6'6", 271, and the long arms and the length. Yes, began his career at Texas A&M. Left Texas A&M after redshirting there, getting on the field in 2019. He had 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss. Goes to Texas Tech, and he had some really impressive performances. Now, the Big 12 isn't loaded with really good offensive tackles. We've beaten up what's on, I call them the AOGs, right? Another occupation guys. In the NFL, that's not going to be the case. So for Tyree Wilson, that injury November 12th, non-contact. He's left defensive end on that play. The pass rush fell to the ground and pain, broken bone in that foot. There's some things to work with. They dropped him into coverage. They moved him around. I like the talent. I'd like to see a more dominant performance week in and week out. But again, hey, if you're okay with the foot, you drop it down here. I was my 16th best player on the board. I wasn't as high on as some were, but I tell you what, the talent's undeniable. Coaching for him is going to be very important.
And to me, he's the best 4-3 defensive end in the draft. You can line up with a 5 technique, which is outside the tackle. You can put a head up on the tight end, which is a 6 technique. You can come inside if you want to inside the tackle as a 4-eye. The versatility, the length. When you look at the Raiders, Max Crosby had 46% of their sacks. That was the second highest rating in that field. They had to get a compliment. Chandler Jones wasn't living up to par. So to our point, how do we improve the back passing division? We're not doing the back end. We're going to do a check and affect the quarterback.
Well, I'll tell you what, I look forward to seeing him out in Jackson. I saw it out in Vegas this summer. But I tell you, he will be there. Max will have him there. And I think the thing I like the most about him is that this is the guy who can cover how long he is. I watched this guy get reached, cut off, and still be able to just take those long arms out there and just flip them
Let me know in the chat, bro. Joshua, just let me know in the chat.
that's the difference with him. He's physically so gifted that he doesn't have to be perfect. When it does become perfect, when he does develop more upper body strength now to where he can actually use those long arms with a lot more explosive.
My one viewer, welcome in.
If he's healthy, hey, he could be absolutely hell on wheels, man. He really could.
Yeah. Mel, it was also nice of you to allow him to borrow your suit for the evening.
I don't never pull that off. I don't think Mel can pull that off.
Feels like he was a small child. All right, they have a big name. Still on the board. Will the quarterback, Will Levis, hear his name called shortly? Jalen Carter, Mel Kiser's #1 player, still on the board. The Atlanta Falcons will choose next. It's the NFL Draft on
Eight on the
ESPN.
shot clock, 8:57 here to go in the second. Brogdon gonna drive, kicks it out to Derek White for 3, no good.
We're the guardians of the galaxy. All the love.
Kind of right. Issues.
Sadiq Bey, and that'll be no good. And Conklin gets it to go down low. 44, all 8:33 to go on a second quarter. Hey, what's up, Zarbion? Shout out to all our channel members. Appreciate you guys for coming through. All good, no dinner yet. Okay, all good, no dinner yet.
Cody, maybe in a little bit, probably after I finish round 1, maybe.
Hey, yo, AJ Rays win it 12-2. Let's go. What is up, Tampa Bay Rays Sports? Okay, 45-44. Boston up by 1. Al Horford coming to the game for Boston. We got 170 in the chat. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. We will be live for Game 6 tomorrow night. Warriors.
Yeah. Okay. Dang it, dude. Maybe in a little while, Cody. I'm gonna turn my volume back on. I will be right back again.
The all-new Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
What happened in Waco affected all of us. It affects the entire country.
The government refuses to take responsibility for its actions.
David Koresh, he was never going to surrender.
Somebody has to fight back.
They talk about a holy war that's coming.
You realize who we are? I think we helped create the monster we're trying to stop.
Only on Showtime. And now stream Showtime on Paramount Plus.
It's your igniter. We'll help get that fixed. Then your oven issues, done.
Best part about opening front door is the video to get you to the done, yeah. Video, chatting like crazy. Experts on shirts.
An app to fix my oven? Yep, an app to fix your oven. That's correct.
Introducing Front Door. Download today to Video Chat Expert.
NFL Plus brings you the draft like never before with exclusive content.
This is what I dreamed about. It's finally time.
Plus expert analysis.
He can do it all.
And behind-the-scenes access all off-season.
Just trying to build that consistency.
NFL Plus. Get it all for $4.99 this off-season.
Welcome back to Kansas City, where the Atlanta Falcons pick is in at number 8. They could certainly use help rushing the passer. Their 39 sacks in the last 2 seasons are 23 fewer than any other team in the National Football League. So there are plenty of pass rushers still available, despite the top 2 names, Will Anderson and Tyree Wilson, already being off the board. We'll see if the Falcons will go in that direction or in another. The commissioner making his way to the stage. A loud night here in Kansas City. The defending Super Bowl champs hosting this year's NFL draft. And the commissioner enjoying a little Sweet Caroline. He seems to enjoy the Neil Diamond. Who among us does not? Roger Goodell allowing the crowd to continue with the chanting back part of this, which has become so popular in many ballparks. Here we go. Here's Roger Goodell.
For the Atlanta Falcons pick, I'm joined by Chris and Shane from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City. Chris and Shane are a true testament to the power of mentorship. The NFL and its teams work closely with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America as part of our work on social justice through our initiative, Inspire Change. The Falcons are big-time supporters of the organization, and they're thrilled to have Chris and Shane making their pick. Okay, guys, take it away.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Bijan Robinson, running back, Texas.
Oh!
Arthur Smith strikes.
Wow. Holy smoke. In a word, Bijan Robinson is spectacular. Last year, almost 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns, unanimous All-American, won the Doak Walker Award, also caught 60 balls in his 3 seasons, so he brings that too. He's from Tucson, Arizona, Mel, where he was the 2-time state player of the year. Lewis, it is Bijan Robinson, 8 to Atlanta.
Yeah, look, he's the total package now. He has got instincts, vision, strength, jump cut ability, yards after contact, home run speed, catch the ball in the backfield. You name it, he's got it. He's got it all. And look, Arthur Smith, the head coach, he's the kind of guy who's going to say, hey, look, I need a bell cow. I need a guy who can do it all. Look at this elusiveness. Look at it. Spin with 1, 2, 3. Stiff arm. Stiff arm again. Sit down. Get off of me. I mean, he can do it all. Contact balance. He's going to need this because the offensive line in Atlanta really didn't play up to par last year. But just look at this. Guys just bounce off of this young man because he's 215 pounds at 5'11". So he is absolutely built the way you want a running back to be built. He can catch the ball out of the backfield as far as here. Just running this halfback seam. And look at the adjust to be able to catch the ball back across his body. He's going to be asked to do it all. And then in pass protection, the number one thing that all young running backs struggle with. He's going to stand in there, sink his rear end, hit a rising blow, low to high, stick and stay, and then the big playability. Can you create plus 10-yard runs, which is what they measure running backs by. If you can hit plus 20, if you can hit home runs, then it's all a bonus. Bijan can do all that. I'm telling you, this is an Arthur Smith pick. He needed that bell cow. He's used to having one. Now he's got one.
He wore the number 5 because his football idol was Reggie Bush. We'll talk more about him in a moment, but first, I'm Joe Shefty has more breaking news. Shefty.
Well, Brady, the Philadelphia Eagles have moved up to number 9 here. And again, we look at the board. Jalen Carter is the number 1 player on Mel's board. And if we go back to where he played in college, he played with the Eagles picks last year, Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean. The Eagles have done a lot of work on him. This is later than people thought Jalen Carter would go. We'll see if he winds up being the pick, Brady.
All right, so again, this is that 9 spot that originally had been possessed by Carolina. They traded up to get to number 1, and so it was the Bears, and now the move here to Philadelphia.
And we talked about when he had the leadership. Who was there? Jordan Davis. Who does Jordan Davis play for now, Green? And that being Jalen Carter? The Philadelphia Eagles. Right. How ironic would it be if the Eagles go back and try to recreate the tandem that was at Georgia, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, Mel?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Atlanta. This Bijan Robinson thing, I'm not going to let that go. This is a running back in the first round, guys. Like the heck of Billy. Hey, this is a running back. Tyler Algier, BYU running back, had a really nice year running the football for Atlanta. They drafted Kyle Pitts. They drafted Drake London. Algier had a good back. This defense still has major issues. I consider this thing pick because, again, Derrick Henry, Parker Smith, I get that. Is it a luxury pick when you got a really good back? Now, hey, if you Saquon Barkley, I get it. If you're not, then you already have a good back in Algier, and you have Christian Gonzalez, cornerback Oregon, sitting there for a secondary that could have used them.
But to your point with Atlanta, nobody ran the football in the National Football League more than Atlanta. So, yeah, Algier's had a good season, but when you can get a back like Bijan Robinson, who I think is a combination between Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey, because Steve Sarkisian said he was the best receiver on the team, I think that's too much to pass up.
Look, I think we forget just how look, Saquon was like one type of talent. Like Adrian Peterson, those type of guys, look, I get you have that discussion there. I'm with you, Mel's converted me. Okay? I'm one of these guys who now believe, look, there's just too much evidence that suggests that in the top of the second, late first, you can get running backs who are going to be Pro Bowlers, who are going to be MVP candidates. Look, Arthur Smith had one in Derrick Henry, who was a second rounder down in Tennessee, so he knows. But I'll tell you what, moving forward to this pick here with Philadelphia, you think about the veteran presence they have on the defensive line, it would be perfect to absorb a guy like Jalen Carter. Fletcher Cox. Remember that name too.
Guys, Subway's taking us down to the stage, and Susie, who's with Bijan. Susie.
Another childhood dream comes through. How does this all tie back to your granddad, Cleo?
Oh man, well, first of all, I just want to say give honor to God for blessing me to be here with everybody and giving me the gift to be out here. But my grandpa, he's so ecstatic right now, and just doing it with him and being a part with him, it's so incredible, so amazing. But can't wait to celebrate it with him and see what he says.
You've already been doing community work in Austin. What should the Atlanta community know about what they're getting in Bijan Robinson?
All right, I'm back.
He's such a positive guy.
Let's turn this down just a little bit. All right, the Philadelphia Eagles pick is in.
For me, my heart is out there for everybody, and I'm gonna bring my faith and my positivity, my happiness, my smile to every kid, every teenager, every adult, everybody out there. So I hope they accept me for me, and it's gonna be a great time.
Welcome to the NFL.
Thank you.
Susie, thank you, Lewis.
Yeah, look, we're just talking about Philadelphia and them being on the clock right now, and we're having this discussion about Jalen Carter. I mean, just think of some of the other names: Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox. I mean, Hassan Reddick.
All right, so far we're doing pretty good here in the draft.
They will absolutely take a young player and say, hey, look.
Wonder if I can invite anybody into my stream. Share messages.
The Bears move back one spot here, and as you see, they pick up a 4th-round pick for next season. Philadelphia wanting to be aggressive in this spot, moving up one place, maybe believing someone else was going to come up and take a player that they were interested in. Again, a lot of signals here maybe pointing towards Jalen Carter, who was Mel Kiper's #1 player on his big board. Now, that does seem the direction that this might make sense here, but we've not yet heard anything official.
The Eagles tend to want to invest in the trenches in these first-round picks. I thought it would be interesting if Bijan was there, would they take him? Peter Skoronski, offensive lineman of Northwestern, is a kind of guy that
All right.
Obviously, Jalen Carter in the mix as well. That's fine.
Here comes Roger Goodell for his 9th pick of the draft.
Traded the 9th pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. With the 9th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter, defensive tackle.
Jalen Carter, defensive tackle, Georgia.
So there it is. The football part of his story is easy. 6 sacks, 103 tackles, caught a touchdown, 3 former five-star recruit out of Apopka, Florida. But as we discussed earlier at great length, the complicated part of the story, pleading no contest to charges of reckless driving and racing, stemming from an incident in which 2 people were killed. So this was, in its own way, the most difficult decision of this draft. Let's go to Shefty and Chris Mortensen for the insight into how it was made. Guys?
Yeah, I can tell you here, Green, the Philadelphia Eagles went back and forth on this pick. And Drew Rosenhaus, the agent, called Howie Roseman today to begin to try to work with Jalen Carter on the phone with the Eagles to try to convince them to take him. I think early in this process, the Eagles were not thinking of Jalen Carter. When the board fell the way it did, he was the one player there that they loved, and they decided to move up one slot to try to take him.
When it was a tough discussion for a lot of teams, I know at least 3 teams picking from the Eagles that took him off the draft board, Green.
And I know the Patriots do not pick till like 9:30 tonight. So I'll just probably only go through the first round just for tonight, maybe. I might do the second round, maybe. Depends if I can get anybody in here. What up, Matthew? Alright, the Bears pick is in, apparently. The Bears pick is in. Matthew, go ahead and smash that like for me if you have not already. Who the Bucks got? I don't think the Bucks have picked yet. Let me see when your Bucks are supposed to draft, because I'm not sure if y'all are after the Patriots or something. I'm not sure. I'm still going to look. NFL app.
You know, when I studied this player, to me, Ndamukong Suh jumped out on tape, but he's a twitched-up version. A guy that can rush the passer inside out. And how about the irony? He went to Apopka High School in Orlando, Florida. You know who else went there? Warren Sapp. You know who fell in the draft also? Warren Sapp, and he's a Hall of Famer. You see the emotion.
We're going to need some defensive picks. I agree with you, Matthew, because y'all's defense, y'all's defense was kind of bad.
He's about 15 pounds too heavy. He's got to get in better shape. If he shows up like the Jalen Carter when Jordan Davis was at Georgia, the guy that...
All right, Tampa Bay picks at number 19. So after the New England Patriots, so it's going to be after Chicago, Tennessee, Detroit, Green Bay, New England, New York Jets, Commanders, Pittsburgh, Lions again, and then y'all are on. Our defense used to be the Gravediggers. True, though, Matthew. True. My boy Anthony Richardson went to the Colts with pick 4 in round 1, which was not surprising, to be honest.
You've got former teammates there already. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean, you know, for the come there, talk to guys, and for the win.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, let's show you, Lewis, as we get your
Super Bowl defense was unbeatable. Yeah, it was. It really was. Because I remember watching y'all in the Super Bowl like twice against when... Oh, wait. Y'all only went to the Super Bowl in 2021, I think it was? Or that was probably the Chiefs and 49ers. Any Florida State players yet? Nope. Not yet. So far, we only got one Gator off the board. One Gator off the board. Gators first, always. Oh my God.
Because this it's just highlight after highlight with this guy, folks. It's hot. I mean, that right there at 315 pounds, it's effortless.
The Bears pick is in.
This is a position of strength. They take a strength and they add the ability to be one of the most physical leaders, not only offensively, but defensively. I love the pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. This young man is going to go in and approach the game like a professional. If he does that, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, just to reiterate the last two.
You gonna be on around 9:15, maybe. I might just do round 1 and 2 tonight. If it continues on throughout the rest of the night, then I'll probably just be on for at least a little bit. I might just do round 1. We'll see. Or I could stream it on my phone and keep it up on my PlayStation. If I stream on PlayStation, but the only thing I could stream is either like GTA or Need for Speed, so. Oh, here we go. Pick is in.
The Chicago Bears select Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee.
Darnell Wright, offensive tackle, Tennessee. But I know Bryce is probably not going to be on GTA, but we can only play Call of Duty, Warzone, or Need for Speed, or GTA. Those are the only like 3 options I can give y'all for right now. All right, your Tennessee Titans are on the clock. Oh, never mind. The Tennessee Titans pick is in already. We're going to play Dead Island 2. All right, I might possibly play Madden 23, the PlayStation 4 edition that I have. But kind of hold it there, but still watch the draft and kind of announce what picks are in. Oh, there's Ventrell Miller, Brenton Cox Jr. of the Gators on this video here. God, I miss Brenton Cox and Ventrell Miller. Ah.
And just like Arizona, getting Paris Johnson protecting the quarterback, Chicago gets the tackle to protect Justin Fields. He was sacked 55 times last year. You got to protect the quarterback, and they got to get.
This guy ran a 5.1, 5.01 in the 40-yard dash or whatever it was. My 2 viewers, welcome in.
Let's face it, Justin Fields spent most of last season running for his life. So one of the things they desperately needed was to get him some protection, and they do. Number 11 in Tennessee is next.
Number 11 in Tennessee is next after a word from your local sponsors. Again. Oh, copyright. Shut it off. Okay. Whew. That was close. My 2 viewers, please type on live chat for me, my friends. Welcome to the swamp. Make sure to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if y'all are new. Will Levis from Kentucky is still not off the board, surprisingly. I thought he would have been like a top 4 quarterback, but he is not. Oh, lost both my viewers. Dang. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh well. It's just me all over again. I'm gonna try to share out my stream some more, possibly. Let's see what I can do. One viewer, welcome back in. Who could I share it out to? Share messages to you. Let's do you. Boom. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Alright, alright, alright. What up, Matthew? Welcome back. Oh, shoot. Remote, grab.
Style, how they want to control the line of scrimmage. This kick is screaming
Okay.
Well, we still haven't had a wide receiver selected, and this team was 30th in the NFL in receptions and receiving yards last year, and then released their leading receiver in Robert
The pick
Woods.
is in for your Tennessee Titans.
On that offensive side, and I do see the commissioner making his way here. So Tennessee, we will announce their selection, and then the Lions are on the clock at number 12 here after a flurry of trades. So we'll hear from the Lions after we hear from Tennessee, and now let's hear from the commission.
With the 11th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle, Northwestern.
Peter Skoronski, guard from Northwestern.
Who is the only unanimous All-American in Northwestern football history. And football very much the family business for the Skoronskis. Peter's grandfather, Bob, is a member of the Packers Hall of Fame. He was a captain and a 5-time champion playing for Vince Lombardi. I spoke to his head coach, Pat Fitzgerald, yesterday. Peter Skoronski is a no-nonsense young man. Mel, he didn't want any part of the hoopla here. He's in a pizza joint tonight with his family.
I'll tell you what, 6'3.5", 313 pounds, very athletic. I'll tell you what, very experienced as a run blocker. The hand placement as a drive blocker, sustains well, reaches his mark pulling, gets to the second level. The pass protection, you know, lacking the ideal length. You better be a great technician with excellent footwork. He has that. Effective punch move, mirrors well. Power rushers driven back some, as I say, length with David Ojabo gave him trouble in 2021. I projected him as the #1 guard in this draft. I thought he was going to be a top 15 pick. If you need to kick into left tackle where he's
After the Lions and Green Bay do their picks, the Patriots will be up.
Hey, you may not miss a beat there. He may end up exceeding expectations, but 6'3.5", you're short arms, guys. I think would bother most people going into the NFL, whether you can be what you were at Northwestern, which was an elite left tackle.
So Skoronski goes 11 to Tennessee. The Lions, after several trades, are now sitting at number 12, and Adam Schefter has more on the choice. Schefter.
Will Green and the Lions went from 6 to number 12, and they now will be major players in this draft. They are scheduled to have 5 of the next 43 picks, and they're looking to add some playmakers on the offensive side of football. Running back, tight end. You remember last year they traded T.J. Hawkinson to Minnesota. At some point here, there'll be a tight end and a running back as well, Greeny.
They're also going to be without Jameson Williams, Lewis, for the first 6 games of the season for the suspension with the gambling, which is a devastating loss for them. They traded up to draft him a year ago, waited through the injury and his recovery from that. So we do look at a lot of different places on that offense.
Yeah, look, they could use more firepower on offense. We haven't seen a wide receiver off the board. There's a lot of guys who are really versatile guys who can play the X, the Z, the slot. They can play the flank and the split in. That's what I'm referring to. I mean, they have to pick up all of them. They can still go with the cornerback. They can still use more firepower there in the secondary. They can still use pass rush. I don't know if they feel as though anybody is, worthy of that spot right here.
And one viewer, welcome in.
We're going to find out right now. Here's the commissioner with the Lions.
Here is the 12th pick.
NFL draft. The Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back, Alabama.
Jahmyr Gibbs, running back to Alabama. From Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs to the Detroit Lions.
We have not had a single running back go in the top 20 since 2018 and Saquon Barkley. Now we have 2 of them in the top 12 as the Lions take a running back here. Lewis, take a look.
Look, Jahmyr Gibbs, I'm just telling you, when you pair him with DeAndre Swift and David Montgomery, who they already have on the roster.
Why are you playing Sweet Home Alabama?
He want to run the football. Jahmyr Gibbs can do it all. Transfer from Georgia Tech.
God dang it, dude.
He's got home run speed, sub 4.4 speed. He can run inside and outside, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield. His comp, to me, obviously is Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey type, and you can see why. Except he's fast. He's a guy who can take it the distance. You see him here, the vision, the ability to break tackles. He's built well from the lower body on down, from the hips on down. I saw that at his pro day. And he's just one of those guys who is a 3-down type of player. And you're going to have a 3-headed monster in Detroit.
Make sure to like and subscribe if you are new.
Catch the ball to the backfield, run the football inside, outside the tackle. David Montgomery's as tough as they come. And this guy is a home run hitter.
Yeah, you can use him a lot of ways. You can make him a slot receiver. You can move him wide. He can help out in the kick return game. Touchdown really waiting to happen. So against Texas this year, 9 receptions for 74 yards and a touchdown. I highlighted that uncharacteristic drop in the game against Tennessee. They cost them big time in that game, but that's not something you saw on a regular basis. You very rarely saw Jahmyr Gibbs drop a pass. He's electric with the ball in his hands. He strings multiple cuts together in one run. And he's a heck of a player at Georgia Tech, and he doesn't cough it up. He's got really good ball security. So for Jahmyr Gibbs, I don't look at him as just a running back. I look at him as a multi-dimensional, all-purpose player.
He's a terrific player. The surprise is not in that it is him. It is that the 2 running backs go this.
This is a great draft, Green. That allows this type of thing to happen.
Perhaps. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs is the pick number 12 for the Lions. The Green Bay Packers are next with a pick they got from the Jets. For a
Green Bay Packers are up next after a trade from the Jets. All right, so we got Green Bay Packers on the clock with 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Three minutes, 30 seconds. Probably after round 1 ends, I'm probably going to swap over to my PlayStation, hop on Madden, and then I'll continue streaming through there. Unless my Wi-Fi decides to cut out, but I think it's going to work, hopefully. Because we had a successful stream yesterday, thanks to the AJ show. My man. Really appreciate the AJ show coming in. My stream yesterday totally was unexpected. Oh, the Packers pick is in, but we are still in an ad break, so I'm going to wait till all the commercials are done before I turn back up the volume, because apparently it's Progressive, and Progressive is frickin' annoying. I hate Progressive. It's so annoying. One viewer, please type something in live chat for me so I know who is here. Oh my god, K Jewelers. Alrighty. So my friends want me to get on around 9:15. I might. Depends. Oh my god, Burger King. No. Arlington Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, Seattle Sea Dragons, DC Defenders for the XFL. XFL South Division Championship Saturday. And then the North Division Championship is Sunday. And then the championship is Saturday, May 13th. Alright, here we go.
And we're back in Kansas City, and as you can see, the Green Bay Packers colors have taken over for the moment as the Packers are currently on the clock and set to make their selection. In fact, the pick is in. This is the 13th pick in the draft, which originally belonged to the Jets. Of course, Aaron Rodgers at that point belonged to the Packers. And in a seismic trade, which was finally completed on Monday, Rodgers...
Alright, the pick is in for your Green Bay Packers.
So the Jets will select at 15, and the Packers, as you see, picking up an extra second and a conditional for next season. But immediate consequence, the Packers are set to announce the 13th pick in the draft here as they try and put some help perhaps on that offensive side around the young quarterback Jordan Love, who will step in at a high-pressure spot, the spot where Aaron Rodgers has played so long. Let's find out right now. Green Bay.
All right, Green Bay Packers, your pick is in.
With the 13th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa.
Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa. All right, the New England Patriots are up next.
Played 2 seasons for that outstanding Hawkeye defense, had 14 sacks. Some of his teammates call him Hercules now for reasons that are fairly obvious when you look at it.
They moved him around in Iowa. You've got Kirk Ferentz, the Iowa Hawkeyes coach there, does a great job. And he was a defensive end. He was a defensive tackle, played up and down, was a disruptor. 11 tackles for 6.5 sacks. Now the athletic numbers he showed at the combine: 6'5", 272 pounds. You see here, 4 or 5
Good Lord, he's a big boy.
The drills. I didn't see those athletic numbers on a consistent basis. How about another year at Iowa to really help them? Maybe become Aiden Hutchinson in the first, second, third pick overall. Green Bay edged with their second need, passed on tight end Dalton Kincaid, passed on a wide receiver like Zay Flowers and Jackson Smith and Jigba to get a Todd McShay favorite and Lucas Van Ness. I will tell you, Todd McShay has said Lucas Van Ness's name probably about 100 times in the last 4 months.
Nice. And then here is Kentucky versus Iowa. I think Iowa beat Kentucky. Destroyed Will Levis. All right, we got 5 minutes till the Patriots pick will be in.
Works with Mel all year long, and Lucas Van Ness is the pick, 13 to Green Bay.
Yeah, I love this pick. It fits because you need versatility up front. I don't think there's a player in this draft that can play base defensive end and then rush the passer the way he can from a 3 technique, moving inside and the outside of the guard and the opponent. He had 7 sacks each of the past 2 seasons. Got better this year, was more disruptive. And I love the fact that you...
Looks like we just traded our pick.
You said he's too young. He's not ready. He didn't start any games. And now
To the
top 15 pick.
Steelers. All right, Patriots will now not be on the clock. It is now the Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock.
There was a change in the 14th selection. Is Shefty ready to go? We have another trade here on a night that we've had quite a few already. Shefty, tell us about it.
Yeah, Granny, the Pittsburgh Steelers have moved up to number 14 here, and they've been looking at pass rushers, they've been looking at defensive help, and we just saw one go to Green Bay. Now Pittsburgh gets its turn, moving up, and we know that New England is never afraid to start bouncing around the draft. The Patriots move back, the Steelers up.
So the Steelers have been picking at number 17. They move up here to 14, where New England's spot would have been. What makes sense, gentlemen, as we consider what they may be doing?
Well, if you're looking at Pittsburgh, I'm thinking ahead, man. It's time to start talking about Nolan Smith, a guy that can play the outside linebacker position.
Looks like.
TJ Watt, give them another pass rush.
Let's see when the Patriots will go on now, because
Let me think about Robert Jones. Yeah, because you're
we
jumping ahead
traded
of
our pick.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers need Kenny Pickett to be really good, right? You got to invest in talent to help Pickett. Robert Jones.
Patriots traded their pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And listen, remember, as part of the Aaron Rodgers deal, they flip-flopped from 13 to 15, the Jets did. And so you're looking at this, and that could be the difference in getting one of these offensive tackles for the Jets. And the Steelers know that. That's why
They need to invest heavily here early in the draft in the offensive line position. They've tried to piecemeal together over the past 2 years, and it really has stalled out their running game and put their quarterbacks on the run. It would make perfect sense. Wide receiver would make sense. Look, I mean, they can really. Obviously, you move into this position because you have targeted someone, but there's a number of.
The pick is in for your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Give it to the Jets, right? Yeah, this is going to make a
Who also need offensive line.
Yeah, they do, but clearly they didn't like the one guy that was left. So
That's interesting, though.
Yeah, that's the point, is that 13 to 15 swap, if indeed this is Broderick Jones going here to Pittsburgh, that pick swap, and we saw how long and hard it was for the Jets attackers to work out the details. The fact that they did wind up swapping in the first round could wind up being the difference between the Jets getting the tackle they wanted and not. Here are the details of this.
So we will go 17th overall pick, and then 2023 4th round pick number 120. But I think we'll be in also the 2nd round and 3rd round picks as well, I think. If not, oh well. Not the biggest deal, to be honest.
But the pick is in as we see the Jets are now on the clock. So now we wait here and hear what it is the Steelers have come up to do.
Yeah, some good players. Quarterback Christian Gonzalez, Oregon still on the board. Nolan Smith, outside linebacker, Georgia, is a really good football player.
Yes.
Nolan Smith is a nice player still on the board. Zay Flowers and Jackson Smith in Georgia. Flowers in BC, Smith in Digital. I think 2 wide receivers still there. They got a lot of options that they could go for with this deck. Some good players still on the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of things still in play, right? I mean, they need another wide receiver really to go to George Pickens. They need somebody to help him out. TJ needs some help rushing the passer. Kenny needs some help being protected.
There'll be
real critical positions right there. You have good players still on the board.
after Pittsburgh, it'll be the Jets and the Commanders, then the Patriots. Who are they gonna get? We will find out now, Matthew. As a matter of fact, perfect timing, my friend.
The New England Patriots have traded the 14th pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. With the 14th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Broderick Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia.
Broderick Jones, offensive tackle from Georgia, again, going to the Steelers. Another Georgia player off the board. No Florida State and no other Gators yet, but only one Gator off the board.
No doubt, when you talk about the basketball background, he moves like a basketball player. 6'5", 311 pounds. And one indicator whether an offensive tackle may or may not be successful is the 40 time. He's a sub-5'0", 40 guy. Number 2 in the
All right, on the clock is your New York Jets.
19 games, so the future is ahead of him. But look at the athleticism. Get out in space. That is a big man, 6'5", over 300 pounds, out in space. But this is also what I love. When you get out in space, can you...
We need some Florida State in the NFL. No, we need more Gator boys in the NFL. What you mean, bruh? I mean, I know we got Lamar Piron, Kyle Pitts, Kadarius Toney, Tommy Townsend, and also Kyle Trask. I think I already said Kyle Trask. Trask, Pitts, Toney, Piron, Tommy. Yeah, we got 5 Gators so far, I think, in the NFL as of right now, I think. Maybe a bit more, I can't remember. Alright, your New York Jets are on the clock.
Second most important coaches on the staff outside of the head coach. They need to clean up his technique for sure, as far as his posture is concerned. But the way he plays is the way Mike Tomlin's going to want offensive linemen to play.
Okay, so the New York Jets are now up at 15 as they have acquired Aaron Rodgers, and the overwhelming belief had been that they wanted to add an offensive tackle to play in front of Rodgers. There were 3 real main tackles in this draft class, and all of those have gone. It's not clear, and I'll ask Todd McShay in a moment.
Pick 15, New York Jets are on the clock.
The Jets should look in another direction as we see their draft room. One can imagine perhaps some disappointment there that they won't have the
Let's get some Gators off the board, please.
A team that has desperately needed him. You see in the history of the organization, the Jets have won all-pro season from a quarterback. It has been that long. It was Joe Namath in 1968, the year that the Jets went on to
One viewer, welcome in.
Rodgers, a 4-time MVP. The Jets have never had one. And so the question, Todd, I'll ask you first here, is there an offensive lineman that would make sense to go this high, or must they look a different direction?
Absolutely not. The Jets have 3 offensive linemen that they were considering.
So from the pro day, there's Amari Burney, Brenton Cox trading, Gravon Dexter Sr., Richard Gurridge, Ventrell Miller, Jordan Pouncey, Justin Shorter, Osiris Torrance, and Rashad Torrance. So we got 9 out of 10 so far. We got only 1 out of 10 Gators off the board right now. Let's try to get some more Gators off this board, please.
I think Elijah Cansey, the defensive tackle from Pittsburgh, really fits what they want to do. They're re-signing Quentin Williams. They're going to hopefully get a deal done soon. That would be a great interior of that defense. But they could go in a couple different directions. But I know Joe's working the phones right now.
Yeah, you would think moving down. I'll tell you the name when we talked about it, Todd. I like Will McDonald before.
I'm going to check my stream and see if the sound quality is good or it's horrible. I'm checking that real quick, so...
Solid in terms of production throughout his career at Iowa State. He's a master of the strip sack. I
There we
want to
go.
see where Will McDonald comes off the board. Will McDonald before. Trying to be a nice fit for somebody who did
And that people make a lot of sense. You understand who the head coach is, former defensive coordinator Robert Salah, how they won in San Francisco. They dominated up front. So to add a 3 technique that can rush along with Quentin Williams, to add
Okay, so we still got another 4 minutes till the Jets pick. As of right now, 4 minutes till the next Jets pick.
Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. Zay Flowers, Boston College. 2 guys that could work in the slot right away. That would be interesting too.
You definitely have to now be able to adjust and adapt. Because you may want to move out, but you can't. Yeah, you're just going to look across your board laterally and see like who's sticking out. Somebody's got to be sticking out for them at a position that maybe they didn't expect that they would have to pick at this position. But now they're going to have to take it. And just stay true to your board. It may be that wide receiver. It may be Elijah Cansey. It could be a guy like Nolan Smith who they could use more speed off the
Still got about 3 minutes till your New York Jets pick is in.
Now maybe the players are not there that you wanted. And now the board has to talk to you. Simple as that.
Well, they have waited quite some time. As we can see, the pick is still not in, Mel, which I think does back what Todd McShay was suggesting. Perhaps they're looking for a trade before they turn in the envelope.
Yeah, now quarterback Will Levis, we said if we never land, if it gets to this point, where's the team going to take a quarterback who has slid down further
I'm on my best behavior right now.
I'm going to say this is my favorite assignment of the year. If the Jets draft a quarterback right now, I'm leaving. Okay, it's as simple as that.
But Mel's a good sport. He's at least introducing the fact that Will Levis.
If you leave,
Someone else my binder. By the way, he's introducing the fact that Will Levis is his favorite quarterback in this.
Oh, he said that a lot.
He's still available. Well, he has to sit in front of me, so I appreciate him being owning up to it right now.
second highest rated quarterback to be
Yeah, but he's your favorite. Because you hate him so much.
Oh, that said, let me get in between the two of you bickering here if I can. If the Jets are not able to make a trade in the next 2 minutes and 9 seconds, what direction should they go?
I would take Elijah Cansey, defensive tackle from Pittsburgh, but I would understand a receiver too. I'd take Will McDonald.
I would take Nolan Smith. I'm looking for speed. speed. I like Will McDonald, but look, Nolan is different. He's got different speed. I've heard that physically.
Waiting for my Bucks to make the pick. Yep. You got about, it looks like 2 or 3 more picks, and then you're in. Because you're at number 19. 1-9.
It's just not the option that everyone expects. You're in the AFC, guys. That's one thing about the AFC.
You got to have quarterback. You have to. You got to have speed coming off that edge. 4-3 just sticks out.
I just see a team sitting down here. When we're talking about Pitt Panthers, we're talking about Pittsburgh now. That's Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, hell of Pitt, H2P, all that. Well, I can't see going to Detroit or something like that. Somebody down here, hey. He looked good in Jet 3 too. He looked good there too.
All the names you guys have mentioned have been defensive players. We'll see if that is the direction that the Jets wind up going. It took them a very long time to work out the Aaron Rodgers trade, and now it's taken them a very long time to make this selection. But we are seeing this is live pictures from their draft room, and they seem to be hugging each other.
They're happy about something.
It still suggests here that they have not turned in the envelope. It certainly looks as though they've made some sort of decision that has them excited. We'll see what it is. Again, the belief had been that they wanted to come out of this night with an offensive tackle. The 3 primary names went off.
Probably after the Bucks pick, I will swap to PlayStation maybe. Jets pick is in.
Have made their pick. Have not been informed of any trade, so we assume it is the Jets who have made that selection, and we'll find out from the commissioner in just a matter of a few moments. All of you seem to suspect that they will go on the defensive side with their defensive-minded coach in Robert Saleh.
I think you have to. It's the AFC, and you have so many great quarterbacks in this conference, guys. Yes, a division with Josh Allen. I mean, when you guys got two, you want to get after him, right? You got Miami with Tua. You got New England with Mac Jones. And Mac Jones right now is the 4th best quarterback in this division, by the way. And the AFC loaded with great quarterbacks. And you got Nolan Smith, Will McDonald there. I just think if your tackles are gone, get after the quarterback with 2 guys that have been productive. I'm doing that. We said Nolan Smith probably 8, 9 sacks your guys out.
Yeah, I love Will McDonald later, and then he's your guy. I'll give you that. But it's either Nolan Smith or Kalijah Kancey. You're either getting pressure from the interior or the outside. Can't see it. I mean, both of them have elite traits. Yeah. Speed for size, speed for their position, and the twitchiness that they bring. I don't think they can catch with Nolan Smith or Kalijah. And let's not forget, they tried to add some speed off the edge with Carl Lawson. They had the Achilles, couldn't quite get back. So maybe they want to add a dynamic guy coming off the edge. And how do you want to play? What's your philosophy? We know how Robert Saleh, the coach, wants to play.
Them guys with high motors, that can run all day long. And the reason why I was just joking, well, I wasn't really joking about the last game, because you know I love him. But I'm thinking Detroit down there at 18, right? Think about him with Aiden Hutchinson. Detroit's doing work.
Houston also, don't forget about him. Houston also at
Detroit. Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so with the Jets on the clock, the young man who's going to help Roger Goodell announce their pick is going to be named Kyle Stickles. He is a 13-year-old recovering from bone cancer.
All right.
The Make-A-Wish kid from Ghent, New York. His wish was to announce the first-round pick for the Jets, and so he will have the honor of doing that. In fact, I see them coming up the staircase. You see the Jet fans are excited. These are heady days for fans of this.
Here comes Roger Goodell.
The commissioner and his special guest to announce the pick.
The NFL is proud to be part of the global community that supports the life-changing wishes that Make-A-Wish grants.
All right, Make-A-Wish tradition for the Jets pick.
A Make-A-Wish kid who battled and overcame bone cancer.
Bone cancer. Congratulations on overcoming that bone cancer.
Kyle's wish is to announce the first-round pick of his favorite team, the New York Jets. I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Kyle as his wish comes true. The floor is yours, Kyle.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. I'd also like to thank the NFL, the New York Jets, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Northeastern New York for giving me this opportunity tonight. Yeah! With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York J-E-T-S, Jets.
Oh my God.
Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State. Let's go!
Will McDonald, linebacker, Iowa State.
This young man can rush the passer, set a school record in time for the most in the nation in 2020 with 10.5 sacks, and broke that the following year with 11.5.
God, that kid was a little bit obsessive, but okay.
I love the kid. We talked about him a lot. You were singing about him a lot as well, which you did very effectively. But 6'3.5", 240 pounds. He had a 30.
All right, your Washington Commanders are on the clock.
A guy who had 10 career forced fumbles. His strip sack is part of his repertoire. Think about the last couple of years. 2020, 13 tackles plus 10.5 sacks. 2021, 13 tackles plus 11.5 sacks. Dropped back a little bit this year because it was Tito. And Iowa State doesn't have anybody to protect him against double teams. So for Will McDonald, the fourth, a guy that has proven to have bend, proven to be explosive.
My two viewers, welcome in.
It goes out for a professional manner to work hard to get better as they turn 24 years of age in June. For, like I say, the AFC in that division didn't have to more back as front center.
Hey, Kuiper, Will Levis is still on the board, but this is one of your guys, Will McDonald. It's fitting down over here for this pick because you talked about him all pre-draft process. He is the bendiest of the edge rushers in this class. And by that, when he gets to the top, he has that torso flexibility to work through the offensive tackle. And his pro day workout was legendary. And my phone was blowing up because of some Iowa State pro day. He had an 11-foot broad jump, a 6.95 second three-cone. They would have been the best among all defensive ends in the class that he ran at the combine and jumped in at the combine. But he did it at pro day. Regardless, this guy is physically phenomenal.
And don't discount what he did at the Senior Bowl. He just went down there and dominated. For someone who did that myself, who was a 15th pick, I just smile at a guy that dominated at the Senior Bowl, who's now a 15th pick in the draft.
He is the first Iowa State player selected since the last pick of last year, who was Brock Purdy, who became very much relevant in San Francisco. We'll send McShay back over to ABC. The Jonas Brothers have vacated
The pick is in for your Washington Commanders.
Great to see you. Sorry, Will Levis. When will he hear his name called? There are actually two quarterbacks we're expecting to hear from before this night is through. Will Levis, who is here and waiting to be drafted this night, and he's not alone. Hendon Hooker is another quarterback whose name we may hear before the night is over. We're back in just a moment from Kansas City. It's the draft on ESPN.
Ego, the #1 rated brand in cordless outdoor power, brings you the Select Cut mower, built to exceed the power of gas. Customized to cut with Ego's revolutionary dual-blade cutting system with 3 interchangeable blades. Featuring Ego's patented lithium battery technology, it cuts for over an hour on a single charge. And TouchDrive self-propelled technology makes it effortless. The Ego Power Plus Select Cut.
All right, guys, I will be back after I eat dinner. Keep enjoying the stream.
Electric Dream Days are here.
Ah! I'm not going to turn it off because I have to go eat.
Thrills and incredible offers on any of 5 Mercedes-Benz electric vehicles, including 2 years complimentary charging and prepaid maintenance. The vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. But hurry, these Dream Days are only here until June 5th.
Seriously? Now there's a hole in your defense. Look at the size of that. Is that a goat?
You talking about me?
Bruh. I think this goat is saying yeah.
Must be talking about the expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Who's talking about the money Aflac pays to help close that gap?
Aflac! Yeah! Aflac! Yeah!
It's about to go down, baby.
Need help with expenses? Health insurance doesn't cover. Is an official sponsor of ESPN College Game Day.
Wanted. Full-time fans. Must be enthusiastic problem solvers. Possess strong communication skills. Be good under pressure. Willing to travel. And happy to work weekends. Modelo. Brewed for full-time fans. Brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
I always
always hear you kids talking about this is fire, that's fire. Okay, let me tell you what's fire. Conditioning.
Everybody knows us Mannings are in peak physical form. Except Peyton.
I did the other 99 earlier.
Enough was enough.
We had to show Coach May how we condition.
Personal best here.
He's got potential. He's just old. Okay, man?
Ooh, it's coming better.
As the Stanley Cup playoffs continue on ESPN, anything is possible. So the decorations could get a little out of hand, and a city could get a new landmark. Could the freak flag fly? Could the storm surge? Could it happen for the first time? Could it happen again? Yeah, that could happen. That is playoff hockey. Devils Rangers Game 6, Saturday on ABC and ESPN+.
Welcome back to the 2023 NFL Draft, presented by Courtyard by Marriott.
We continue from Kansas City as we work our way to the midway point of round one, actually slightly beyond with only 31 picks this year. The Washington Commanders pick is in. Here's the commission.
With the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back, Mississippi State.
Are you talking about a knack for the football now? This consensus All-American played 3 seasons, had 14 picks. Listen to this. He brought 6 of them back for touchdowns. 6 pick sixes is an all-time FBS record. For context, now, only 2 active NFL players have that many for their career. 16 interceptions in high school, Greeny. 14 in his career there. This kid is a ball skill corner, phenomenal ball skills. You know that guy studies the game, jumps routes on a regular basis, and will hit you for 6'1", 166 pounds. Tough kid, ran 4.38, 37.5 vertical, 6'1" with long arms, so he has great length. Had some phenomenal games during his career. Picked off Will Levis, jumped the bubble screen for a touchdown. This kid is my Splendid Splinter 3. He's going to be covering Splendid Splinter 2, which was Levante Smith. Obviously, the great Splendid Splinter was the late great Ted Williams. So here we have Splendid Splinter 3, Emmanuel Forbes, 6'1", 166 pounds, right? He never missed a game in 3 years of the SEC due to an injury. He's been durable. He is amazing in terms of ball skills. And he's done it from high school to college in the SEC at Mississippi State. And he's a great kid who will work hard every day in practice.
There's another player that I'm not concerned about the weight because of the way the game is played. He's got to play to his strengths. He's got long arms. He's got great ball skills and great vision. I talked to a player the same with Samari Rolle. They talk about his weight. Samari simply says this: if he uses his arms and plays to his strengths and uses his ball skills, the weight will not be an issue.
Oh, look, as far as coverage is concerned, he can do it all. He can play press, he can play off, he can play zone, he can play man. He's got great instincts. He's a riverboat gambler now, just like his head coach, just like his nickname. He is going to get after it. He just needs to protect himself. He is thin now.
Yes.
Make some business decisions. Be smart. Be smart.
So you see there the Washington draft room as they complete their pick, and the Patriots pick has come in as well. New England trading back from 14 with the Steelers, and they're ready at 17. Here's the commit.
With the 17th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Christian Gonzalez, defensive back, Oregon.
We get the back-to-back members in the secondary. What a year Gonzalez had at Oregon after transferring from Colorado, playing for Dan Lanning. He had 4 interceptions, broke up 7 passes, and Lewis, he started every game in 2 seasons at Colorado, so he played a lot.
And you know what he is? He's big. He's 6'1", 197 pounds. They can jump out the gym, 40-plus vertical, 11-1 broad jump, great ball skills. And Bill now has someone that from a size perspective, is much different than the guys he already has. Look at him here in press coverage. He's as smooth as silk, long arm, off-hand jam, hit the guy to the boundary, play the football, off coverage. Easy, fluid hits. Great clue as far as reading the routes, reading the quarterback. Easy 45-degree break coming back downhill, and then finishing with the interception. Run support. He will throw his body around. He is not scared. built will demand that of him in New England's scheme. But it's the ball skills. It's the ball skills from off. It's the ball skills from press as far as being able to man-turn it, still find the football, not commit pass interference penalties. He's got his matchup guy now, especially considering the fact that New England is going to play a bunch of guys who have a lot of height next year. Alan Lazard is 6'5", Garrett Wilson 6 foot, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs, all these guys that are on their schedule next year, along with CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, A.J. Brown. He needs a guy with some size to be able to match up. Now he's got it.
Well, no doubt matching up, but traditionally the team that wants to play the most man-to-man in the National Football League is that Bill Belichick system, the New England Patriots. So this is the guy we are that they can line up and put him in the outside. You can put him into the boundary against the X and say, hey, take care of that part of the field. His ball skills allow him to take the football away, but this gives them a chess piece to allow them to go back to play the old Patriot way, which is a ton of man-to-man.
Yeah, Gonzalez was ninth on the big board, no wide receivers, no tight end selected yet. How about that? Unusual start here, but Christian Gonzalez is a Patriot, and Will Levis is still waiting to hear his name called. The Lions are next up at 18, followed by Tampa Bay, Seattle. Will anyone want a quarterback? We're going to find out as we continue in a moment from Kansas City with the NFL Draft on ESPN, as that man waits to hear where his future will take him next.
YouTube is now the home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Does this mean you can watch NFL Sunday Ticket without putting a satellite dish on your roof? Does this mean you can watch your favorite teams out of market Sunday games? Does this mean all the players are technically YouTube celebrities now? Yes, to every one of those things. Sign up now and get our lowest full season price of the year on YouTube and YouTube TV.
They ordered pineapple. You gotta smell the butt to know if it's right.
You're not doing. Make it white.
Precious cream was in bed.
Does cream rules everything around?
All right, chef, we gotta go get the beans. Simply ask for bake, bro.
Yeah, right, me.
Chef, they give us said no beans.
Actually, they want fava beans.
You're so good at this. We get groceries. DoorDash.
I draw on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach, you don't need to get that personal. The State Farm Personal Price Plan just helps you create an affordable price.
It happened again.
Call or click to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
What the?
Dominic, welcome to the big showdown. Amazing. Cool.
My turn.
Did you hear the helicopter back there? Ow.
Rated 13.
The all-new Prius, Toyota. Let's go places.
What if beer could get to the right place at the right time all the time? Not like that.
Like this. Getting this beer all over the world. Like when they need it.
Yes, with IBM Consulting, AI-powered software can help automate your supply chain so beer can be ordered, produced, and delivered more efficiently. So happy hours keep going.
Hello!
And the beer keeps flowing. That's the automation solution IBM and a global beer company created. What will you create? IBM, let's create.
It doesn't get any better than this. Yeah. Be ashamed if it rained, though. And that's why I brought these. Boop, boop, boop. See? Now they're protected.
Cheers to that.
I don't know how I'm going to drink this now.
There's no idea to bring down, bro.
Yeah, I didn't think it through.
1 in 8 people have worked at a McDonald's.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
That's a lot of people who know things like teamwork, people skills, and surprising moments. Our experiences you'll always have.
The 2023 NFL Draft, presented by Courtyard by Marriott, is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And NFL Sunday Ticket, now on YouTube and YouTube TV.
back at the draft. Some of YouTube's biggest creators and NFL players are running drills together. They're sharing their draft experiences on YouTube. The new home of NFL Sunday Ticket. Sign up now to save $100 in cash. YouTube's lowest full season price of the year. Terms and embargoes apply. The offer ends on June 6th. All right, we continue. Now let's go to the best available players brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott.
Yeah, quarterback Will Levis, Kentucky, that second highest rated quarterback still on the board. Like I say, he's sliding down. The first round has the first other quarterback in the history of the draft. Nolan Smith, off that torn pectoral muscle, said he'd be an 8-9 sack-a-year guy off the edge. He would be an off-ball linebacker as well. Then the two receivers, Zay Flowers, electric with the ball in his hands, and Jackson Smith and Jacob with a hamstring. Didn't play much this year. Had a great year in 2021. And the top catching tight end, more of a basically a move tight end, Dalton Kincaid went University of San Diego to Utah. Had a great year after Brand Keithley got hurt. This kid played 1 year of high school football, Dalton Kincaid. Not recruited by anybody. Goes to the University of San Diego. And there you go, Will Levis waiting as we saw. One of your quarterbacks out there, Rodgers, waited it out until the Green Bay Packers took him. I believe the pick number 24, Greeny. Will Levis has to be disappointed, but hey, he plays with a chip. He plays with an edge. He left Penn State to go to Kentucky, right? They say couldn't beat out Sean Clifford. How's that working out? He's still going to be a high pick. So, he turned out to be a much better quarterback than Clifford.
As you see, our analytics suggested less than a 2% chance he would still be available here.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance here in Detroit, but when Tampa comes up, Tampa only has Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. Do they get their quarterback of the future post-Tom Brady era? That may be a potential landing spot for Will Levis.
The Lions will be making their second pick of the night. They took the running back, Jahmyr Gibbs, in a bit of a surprise at 12 after trading back from where they had originally been at 6. So it's already been a very busy night for Detroit. Obviously a terrific second half of last season. So many people view them as a team with a big future, a team a lot of people like in that NFC North, where Aaron Rodgers will no longer be dominating the division in Green Bay. Feels somewhat wide open. Maybe the Lions make a move here. Let's see which direction they decide to go to try and move them further in that west. Again, Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back, went earlier to the Lions, and now they choose again. Here's the commissioner.
With the 18th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Jack Campbell, linebacker, Iowa.
Butkus Award winner is the nation's best linebacker, as well as the Big Ten's Defensive Player of the Year. He was named a unanimous All-American. The year before that, he led the nation in tackles. He's from Cedar Falls, Iowa, where he's the all-time leading tackler at his high school, and now he led the basketball team to a state championship.
Yeah, Dan Campbell gets Jack Campbell. He about Aiden Hutchinson last year, gave him 9.5 sacks, had a great rookie year. Now get an inside linebacker with length. 6'4.5" is rare for an inside linebacker. That can disrupt throwing lanes. He was a guy that intercepted passes. He wreaks some havoc. He's a good tackler. 6'4.5", 250 pounds, out of 37.5 vertical. You see big plays in this division. He had a fumble return for a touchdown in 2021. Interception return in 2021. You go to a guy who had this past year a ton of big games. Minnesota game, 10 tackles. Michigan game, 11 tackles. Illinois, 12 tackles, 6 solos. Ohio State, 9 tackles and an interception. This kid can run for a big guy. Had 1, 5, 9, 10-yard split. Like I said, you don't see Lewin 6'4.5", 250-pound inside linebackers who are athletic that often.
Look, I got a chance to do the Music City Bowl this year, Iowa against Kentucky. And I got to talk to Kirk Ferentz, the head coach out there in Iowa. And he said this guy's too good to be true. He's too good to be true in terms of football character, personal character, and then his play on the field. Look, he tested better than anybody thought was even imaginable. But when you watch him play, he is a big physical presence in the middle of the defense. As a blitzer on those cross dogs in the A and B gap, where he's coming downhill, he's going to wreck your inside.
All right. Buccaneers pick is in. Matthew, if you're still here.
In the middle, he will give it to him.
And when you think about Dan Campbell, that just kind of fit. Like a guy who wants to play football this way, sideline to sideline, tough. And we always talk about fit and how you build your team and the image you want to portray. This is the guy that they want. And defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn, he got a lot of slack early in the season, but the defense played better toward the end of the season. This is a plug-and-play guy that can make tackles sideline to sideline, and he's an above-average athlete, especially in zone coverage.
So they had the two picks tonight. They took the running back and a linebacker. Will the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take the quarterback? We'll find out when we continue in 30 seconds after this word from Front Door.
Your chain's off. We can fix it now, and you're done.
Done.
We fixed this toilet. We fixed this toilet on video. Open the door. We're ripping and now it's
There you go. All fixed.
Introducing Front Door. Download today to video chat an expert.
Continue from Kansas City, and we are waiting to hear the names of two quarterbacks that we expect to go in round one tonight. Will Levis from Kentucky and Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. This feels like a spot that it could take place. Tampa Bay choosing at 19, obviously after the last several years, and the legendary Tom Brady now retired and reassumed for good.
Well, no doubt, Green. And talking to head coach Todd Bowles, the one thing they've been looking for over and over, they tried with Akeem Hicks and Ndamukong Suh. They needed
My two viewers, welcome in, by the way.
They can rush the passer.
So do they go on the defensive side of the ball? It was defense that counted them to a Super Bowl championship.
Oh, here we go.
Let's find out. Here comes Roger Goodell with the pick.
With the 19th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Kalijah Cansey, defensive end, Pittsburgh.
Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle, Pittsburgh.
Was also a defensive tackle, Lewis, and that was Aaron Donald.
He absolutely was. And I'll tell you, Kalijah has a lot of the same traits as far as being able to get off the ball with quickness and be able to...
All right, Buccaneers got themselves a defensive tackle. Your Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock.
He moves it with quickness, runs over the back, sets the quarterback. AD, he popularized this thing. Just watch it. Look how fast he hits it. And he's around the horn, pulls it on the quarterback, and he gets it done. The hand usage, it's just so quick. He can go inside, outside. He can set...
All right, guys, I'm going to swap over to PlayStation now. I will be back in about 5 minutes. Peace out.